Good afternoon and welcome to another edition of the Daily Fix. I am your usual host and presenter, Advocate Tudoyani. This afternoon, my blood is boiling. My blood is boiling because now everybody seems to have jumped on the bandwagon to tear Mnisi to pieces. Of late now, we have seen Judges Matter come on board now to join the queue of critics. Judges Matter has come out very strongly to say that, the conduct of Nissi is unacceptable, it's unethical, and so on and so forth. This is because Mnisi was unable to proceed with the trial, the Meyiwa trial on Monday, because he said he had not been able to read that 40,000, 50,000 page record and was not ready to proceed. So Judges Matter has come on board now to say that this is unethical conduct and that, judicial officers or presiding officers in trials are, powerless to do anything about it, but that it is about time that action can be taken about legal practitioners who behave in this manner. Quite a scathing attack on Mnisi and integrity as a lawyer, because they're actually saying, they don't believe that, perhaps like the judge who said that this is an abuse of court process, they actually don't buy the story that Mnisi was unable to proceed because he still had to read that record and analyze it and do whatever was necessary to prepare for the defense of accused number one. And, the attack is so scathing, and I found it a bit unwarranted. And I am doing this video in defense of Nissi. I am aware of a lot of things that have happened, for instance, in the Meyiwa trial. Worse things have happened in the Meyiwa trial before, involving other people, not necessarily the defense. Okay, it might be Mnisi this time because he cannot proceed with the trial, and now it is, it is getting the attention of everybody, including Judges Matter. But remember, in the Meyiwa trial, we have got two dockets, an unprecedented thing in the history of criminal justice in South Africa. Nobody has said a thing about that. Not a thing has been said about that. Everybody is conspicuously silent around that issue that we have been, talking about for years and years now. Look at it this way also. Look at the treatment of some of the lawyers in the defense lawyers in the Meyiwa trial. You recall there was that time when Judge Ratamokwatleng made some very disparaging remarks about the conduct of black lawyers, and the Black Lawyers Association sort of intervened. But I think it was a half-hearted intervention. Where was Judges Matter at that time? I don't know where Judges Matter was at that time. Nobody has ever come up in defense of, the way these people have been treated in that Pretoria High Court by the judge. When, for instance, take that unfortunate instance of Mngomezulu. You will recall that a day before Mngomezulu died, Judge Ratamokwatleng made some very, unfortunate remarks that Mngomezulu had been seen in and around the Pretoria High Court building, insinuating that, the reason that had been proffered that he is not feeling well might not well be true. He even went further to say that some of his sources or informants had told him that information, only to find that the following day Mgo is dead. And that was never followed up by anybody. Where was Judges Matter in all this? Why should we, why should we selectively criticize others and just turn a blind eye to all the things that others are doing? Why don't we level the playing field? And the same standards must apply to everybody. If Nissi is guilty of what they call amounts to unprofessional conduct, what about the many things that we have seen in this trial? The many worrying things that we have seen in this trial. We have also seen how the trial is being conducted. I mean, there are a lot of things that one could say which would not even be enough for one video like this. There are so many things. There have been deaths of potential witnesses here. There's been so many irregularities such that this trial, the sense of Meyiwa trial really has to be taken to the Constitutional Court and be declared a mistrial. But people have been silent. All I'm worried about are the double standards of this silence. At what stage do people think they can intervene, and at what stage do they feel that they cannot intervene? Right? Mgomezulu, I think, was as honest as anybody could be. Like or lump that explanation that he gave, but that's the explanation that the man gave, right? Well, we might have some kind of criticism against it, but all I'm saying is, other people are just coming on board now, but they have been conspicuously silent when so many other things have been happening in that courtroom concerning, the defense. The defense lawyers have been treated in a most unprofessional manner in that court. And nobody has said anything about it. But now when Mnisi is unable to proceed, for reasons that he has tabled before that court, a week is imposed on him, and suddenly everybody, wakes up to realize that, professional standards have to be adhered to. Well, what about why can't the same attitude be extended to the other irregularities that we are seeing in the Pretoria High Court, so that the condemnation works both ways? It is a double jeopardy on the part of people like Mnisi, because they've been treated in a most undesirable manner in that court. And then when they come up with and nobody has defended them. Nobody defended them. I said the Black Lawyers Association, gave that half-hearted, concern of theirs. Nobody has really been interested in what is happening in the sense of Meyiwa trial, in spite of the many irregularities that we have seen. But it seems to be a big issue now that Mnisi was unable to proceed. If Nissi is not unable to proceed for the reasons that he has given, that is not the end of the world. It is not necessarily unprofessional on his part to be unable to proceed. That is 40,000, 50,000 pages to read and analyze, right? It is easy to criticize, I suppose, but the taste of the pudding is in the eating. I am saying, why should there be these double standards when it comes to criticizing people as to whether they are being professional or not? I am very angry. Everybody can see I'm angry this afternoon. What do you think? Is Mnisi being treated fairly when all these other people have been silent about all the things that we have been seeing in the Central Meyiwa trial? I don't think Mnisi is being treated, he's been treated fairly. He's been singled out for condemnation. Double standards, I call it. Thank you very much for watching this video. And thank you for the views that I'm seeing and all the subscriptions that I'm seeing. Please like, share, and subscribe. And have a nice day.